Today, you want things to be on autopilot.
activity during workouts, practices, or competitions. Coaches, athletic trainers, officials, spectators, athletic personnel, and all staff must wear face covering at all times while outdoors or indoors. So we're asking you, spectators, please comply with the face covering expectations and wear your face mask at all times.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Horace Fleming III Field for what should be a fun one. Today we have the Wilson Tigers hosting the Archbishop Carroll Lions, a non-conference matchup. Wilson coming into this one 0-2 and Caroll a whopping 3-0. I'm Liam Irvin alongside Nat Wigman. Nat, what are the keys to the game for this Wilson Tigers team starting out hot?
So we know coming into this game that the game plan for Caroll is going to be able to run the football. They really had success in that in their first two games, as their first game being a forfeit for their first win. So if Wilson can stop the run and force Caroll to pass the ball, they could be successful. And then on the offensive end, they really struggled against Bell last Friday. So if they can get the offense going, if that's the pass game, which was really non-existent in the last game, or if they can put the ball in the ground and get some good run game, they can be successful. And if they can stay off the penalties, they really struggled with that. Both teams last game, it was a super long game, and neither team could really get a feel for their offense. So if the flags can stay off the field and they can play cleanly and get defensive stops and then have their offense come on and do their job, then they can be successful.
Yeah, so we saw last game the Tigers did not get in the end zone on the offensive end one time. Looking to change that this game, and that starts with Alex Godovaterne at the quarterback. Tell me what he has to do to be successful today, Nat.
He has all the key traits that a quarterback could want. He's tall, he's fast, he has a good arm. If he can have time in the pocket, if the Wilson offensive line can give him time in the pocket, he can look for his reads and be successful at that and not turn the ball over, they can be successful. So if he can not be forced to run out of the pocket and make throws on the run, they can be successful.
So once again, Bell last week did not have a kicker, and Caroll this week again without a kicker. That was Jamal Mungo Jr. Kicking that one off with a short return from Robert Nelson. So now the Tigers will take the field. Not as many people here tonight, but a beautiful one. It was supposed to rain, and now it's 80 degrees and sunny here in the nation's capital, so shaping up to be a fun one here.
Well, I mean, Caroll's defense is coming in here super dangerous. They have some key players in their defense that really that Wilson's going to have to lock down and to be successful.
So Godovaterne in the pocket. He's got Mike to the right of him, two receivers to the bottom of your screen, and two receivers to the top. Caroll coming out with two high safeties. Alex takes the snap and drops back. Looks like it will be a pass. Fighting through, a flag on the play, and a big completion for 25 yards. Gets hit, and that should be from the ground. That's number 8, Armani Johnson, right out of the gate. A huge play to start up the Tigers' offense.
Yep, I think that's going to be a holding call in the back, though. Had some good time in the pocket, but it looked to be number 75, Lindsey Mason, who was holding on that one. But we'll see what the call is. But a beautiful throw right there by Alex. This offense looks hot off the start, and they made some changes. This game, they're coming in with Coach Rogers leading the offense instead of their offensive coordinator, and we'll see if that makes a difference.
So Joseph Mupoyi in the backfield on that one will force a hold. The Caroll Lions have a reputation for getting in the backfield and even have a 4-star recruit out there. And I think for Wilson to have any success in this one, it's super important for them to have the O-line strong.
Yeah, couldn't say it better myself. They have Nicholas Harbor, 4-star recruit, has offers from Michigan State, Florida State, Georgia, Notre Dame, and many more high D1 caliber teams. So if they can slow him down and not let him get to the quarterback, they can be successful since he has 2 sacks on the season.
That's right. So what looks like a timeout now. It should be a 1st and 20 when the Tigers get back out on the field. That was a huge completion. Would have been about 25 yards for Armani Johnson right out of the gates. Very uncharacteristic of Wilson, who was playing very timid last week with a lot of run and a lot of option and throwing the ball away. Good to see from the Tigers early in the gates.
Yep, looked to be that Armani Johnson was shaken up a little bit, but good to see him back on the field as he gets some look at from the trainer. But hope the injuries aren't a problem this week.
So the Tigers take the field after what looked to be an injury timeout of some kind. In a bit of a different formation here, they've got 2 in the backfield with Mike and Landon Prince. And number 2, Jason Collins, who we saw have a big impact last week on the bottom of your screen, and what looks like Armani Johnson at the top. Alex takes the snap and will hand this one off to Landon Prince, who bounces it out to the outside to the 10 and is pushed out of bounds for a pretty solid 5-yard gain. Pushed out of bounds by Nasir Smith.
Yeah, interesting formation set right there. Able to bounce it outside, set up inside of more of a tight formation. So my guess is the Eagles were looking for a run up the middle, but is able to bounce the ball outside and pick up a good yard rush.
In a game where weather was supposed to be a factor, it's beautiful to see 80 degrees and sunny out here, which should be a 2nd and 20 for the Wilson Tigers here. Come out in a bit of a different formation once again with Prince behind Godovaterne this time. Now they motion another running back into the backfield and dump it off to Mike, who gets tackled in the backfield. Big tackle by Joshua Lezerne on that play. Tackled for a loss. Mike in the backfield.
Yeah, interesting play call right there to go to more of the power back on an outside run, and especially on a 2nd and 20, where now it brings up a 3rd down where that you got to attack downfield. 20 yards is a big play for them. So look for Alex to attack downfield.
A 3rd and 20, still 0-0 early here with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left. Ball's on the 9-yard line. Alex in the shotgun with Mike to his right. Jason Collins to the bottom of your screen. Watch him on some action here. He's on an island with number 24, David Okechu. And a flag thrown on that play.
Don't know exactly what the call is. Val's going to make some substitutions. We'll see what they're going to make the call.
Looks like they're pushing back Wilson here. Another early penalty for the Tigers, which will kill their drive after what looked to be promising from the start.
Yeah, it's going to be a delay of game right there. Wilson wasn't able to get set.
Alex in the shotgun with Mike to his left, drops back in his own end zone, scrambles to the right and finds Landon Prince for the carry. He's onto the 30-yard line and tackled what should be a 1st down with a good spot.
That's going to lead up in 4th and short. Big play right there, but not able to pick up the 1st down since it was such a long play. So we'll see what Wilson goes for it. Huge play right there.
Yeah, it's big. So Wall will come out to punt this football. An early start with some promising plays for the Tigers, but not much brewing. They make it back to the 35-yard line.
Promising start for the Wilson Tigers, though. Offense still looks better than last week.
Watch Malachi Baker back there to catch this punt and make a return. With a good snap, Wall boots it into the hands of Baker, who will take it to the right. Met by Armani Johnson and Jason Collins, brought down by Jason Collins. A huge open field tackle for Jason Collins there.
Yep, beautiful job by the special teams. Able not to give up a big return and stop him and see if the defense can make something happen on Carroll's first drive.
That's exactly right. A good snap from Connor Riley, which he struggled with last week, improving on that end. And Wall with a pretty decent boot.
You got to think that this Caroll Eagles go to the run game early. Really went to it last week and in the week before. So looking for the run game to get started going early.
So a 6'4", 240-pound Tyson Hill back in that pocket. He was under center there, looking to hand it off to Elijah Jordan Solomon, most likely. He is their star back. But another flag from the Tigers, and that'll push the Lions up into scoring distance.
Yeah, look for this Tyson Hines to hand the ball off, and when he does is pass the ball to go deep, averaging 23.5 yards per completion so far this season.
Tyshawn Helm under center. He'll take the snap and fake the handoff, drops back to pass, fires. That was to number 7, Nicholas Harbor. That is the 4-star recruit, but broken up on the bottom side of your screen. Boy, is he a big guy down there.
Interesting play call right there. Tries to attack deep. Still haven't gone to the run game so far, but it's going to break up 2nd and 5. Caroll has a two-headed two-headed backfield in that backfield. With Jamal Mungo and Elijah Solomon. Both have been super successful this season. And so see if they can get it started this game.
Tyshawn Helm once again under center with a fullback and another back in the backfield. Oh boy, a predictable offsides there. That was number 76, Jean-Pierre Rubio Jr. That's unfortunate once again. Will push the Lions deeper into territory in the Wilson Tigers. Once again, another horrible penalty.
Yeah, it's going to lose you these football games, and if you can't keep the flag off the ground. Wilson really struggled in their previous games, and thought they were going to go into this game trying to not be so aggressive on the line, trying to jump it, but it seems like they haven't changed.
So now a 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. 9 minutes and 6 seconds left early here in the first quarter. So Nicholas Harbor, a 4-star recruit on these Archbishop Carroll Lions. He is the fastest player in the city, and boy, does he have an offer from about every school you can think of. Back in the shotgun, a deep ball down the sideline, caught out of bounds by number 6, Jamar Ebron. But a beautiful ball there by Tyshawn Helm, the quarterback. That was Messiah Scott on the coverage there.
Like I said before, when you see this Lions team attack downfield, they're going to be attacking, trying to go deep. Like I said before, averaging 23.5 yards per completion. Didn't throw the ball a lot in the last game, having 94 yards and 1 passing TD for Mr. Helm back there. But when he's throwing deep. So look for some deep balls and trying to test this Wilson coverage early in this game.
So Tyshawn Helm back in the shotgun once again with a fullback and a back right behind him. He'll take the snap and hand it off. That is number 32, Jamal Mungo Jr. for a big carry there.
Yeah, Mungo's also been super successful, averaging 9.8 average yards per rush. Super explosive back. Like if you give him any time to get downfield, he's super quick, and right off the snap, he's able just to explode downfield and pick up a big gain as Caroll works into this Wilson territory.
The tackle made there by Armani Johnson, the star secondary player for the Tigers. Now a 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. Tyshawn Helm under center once again. With Mungo in the backfield, he'll hand it off. That is not Mungo this time. Instead, Elijah Solomon, who gets stuffed. by number 7, Nakai Robinson.
Yep, they're going to switch up these backs a lot. Solomon had 3 rushing touchdowns this season so far, and it has been super successful. And so keys for this game is for Wilson to stop this run. So that's going to be big for Wall and Mikey to stop this, as they're their 2 key linebackers inside. So if they can get down and get in that backfield and not allow the Lions to establish the run game, they can win this game.
Helm under center once again. A handoff to Solomon once again, who will be shifty there. Gets to about the 25-yard line. A pretty solid carry from Elijah Solomon there as the linebacker core of the Tigers depletes again.
Yeah, like I said before, both backs are really able just to explode out of there, and in a second or two, just be able to pick up that first down again. So it's going to bring another first down, and this one's going to be inside the 30. So see if Wilson can really stop this run game. Bell in that second half of that game last week really had everything going for them on the run game, and was able just to solely run the ball and pick up the 2 touchdowns to win that game.
0-0, a 1st and 10 on the 26 here with 7 minutes left early in this 4th quarter. Tyshawn Helm in the shotgun with Mungo to his right. 2 receivers to the top of your screen and 1 and 2 to the bottom. They'll hand it off to Mungo, who has a wide open field to the 10, and he'll walk into the end zone. An easy touchdown from Jamal Mungo Jr. The Lions spread out that field and just handed it off to the back, and the linebacker core once again depleted there, and an easy carry from Mungo Jr.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was there. Mungo was able to explode out of there, but I think it all started with that offensive line. You can probably see it's a big size differential between that Wilson D line and that Lions O line. So they're able to lay some big blocks and really let the running back Mungo get the hole and pick up a big gain for a touchdown.
Got a couple big boys on that offensive line. Take a look at number 79, 6'4", 370-pound center there. Boy, he is making an impact. And now going for 2, Tyshawn in the pocket throws a slant, and that will be incomplete. Intended for Elijah Solomon in the back of the end zone on a slant.
Yeah, no kicker, forced to go for the 2-point conversion. Slant was there, but just bobbled up and not able to complete it. So we'll see if Wilson can capitalize on that and get their offense going and drive down this field and take the lead if they can make their extra point.
0-6 here after the early score from Caroll. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left. We'll be right back.
For the Lions, Jamal Mungo Jr.
So in back-to-back weeks here, no kicker on the roster for the opposing team. The Tigers obviously have a reliable boot in Ian Wall, but they're forced to go to what looks like Mungo Jr. here to kick this one. Mungo Jr. scores the touchdown and will come back to kick this. He kicks it right into the hands of Armani Johnson, who will break free to the 30-yard line and is tackled. A pretty solid return there from Johnson.
Yep, interesting to see them not have a kicker. They're ranked 3rd in the city, behind St. John's and Gonzaga, which are 2 super quality football teams ranked in the top 50 in the whole country. So surprising for both teams this week. I mean, for both teams in a row. To not have a kicker, because it really hurts them on that, where a good kicker was able to boot that inside the 20 or at the 20, whereas they're not able to do that, and it leads to Wilson having some better field position.
Tackle made by Tylik Long there. Alex Gadavaterne on a 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. He's got Prince to the right of him. Jason Collins to the bottom of your screen and 2 receivers to the top. The Lions stack the box and they hand it off to Prince, who is stuffed by number 3, Sean Reed. A huge tackle there in the open field.
Yeah, Sean has been all over the field in these 2 games that the Lions have had. Has averaging 9 tackles per game, and just really been that key linebacker that they need. Some other key players on their defense: Joshua Lesney, who has 8 tackles and 1 sack, and like we said before, Nicholas Harbour, and then Kevin Wilson, a D-end, who also has 14 tackles this season.
So the Tigers will spread the field once again in the same formation, this time adding a receiver to the bottom of their screen. Jason Collins to the bottom and Landon Prince to the right of Alex Godovaterne on this 2nd and 8. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left as the time is clicking down in the first quarter. Alex takes the snap and will hand it off to Prince, who's stuffed once again, breaks 1 tackle and is met by David Okechukwu. A big tackle there. Not much going in the run game early for Landon Prince and the Wilson Tigers.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Like to see Wilson attack the pass game. As on the 2 plays they've passed the ball, they've been successful in picking up some good yardage. And we know that this Caroll team has some good linebackers and some good D linemen. So if they can attack the pass game and try to attack downfield and continue to be successful in that, I feel like they could be more successful on the offensive end.
Prince frustrated as he went off to the sideline. So they'll bring in Mike in the backfield. He'll be to the right of Alex. 2 receivers to the top of your screen and 2 to the bottom. Alex takes the snap and will throw. Mikey in the backfield blocking, but no luck. Number 5, Joseph Napoyi with a huge sack in that backfield. Almost no support there from Alex Godovaterne.
Yeah, very difficult for this Wilson offensive line as the punt team comes on to be able to stop all those weapons that they have on that defensive end, where they're coming from both sides, and they're not only fast, but they're strong. They're big guys. Like you can see, number 7, Nicholas Harbour, looks like he's 6'5" and is speedy off that end, like we said before.
So Ian Wall back to punt after the 3 and out, a 4th and 18 with the ball on the 25-yard line, looking to see if he can keep it out of the hands of Malachi Baker there. He'll drop back and almost blocked, but hopefully we'll get a good roll here. Very promising roll to about the 30. A huge punt from Wall. Another great job by the special teams there.
Yeah, it looked like that Lions D-line was getting right on him. A little bit of a bad snap was high, so had to fumble the ball a little bit, but able to get that punt off and get that roll that they wanted. And Wilson's defense comes back on the field.
So not nearly as many people here tonight as last Friday. We had on the closer side of 2,000 people here last Friday, and looking at the stands just from an eyeball, it's about 750 tonight. So frustrating from the Tigers there, but they're hoping to prove all the haters wrong and just steal one here from the Lions. Look to the bottom of your screen as Jordan Strickland looking to press the 4-star recruit. He'll back up now. Under center, hands it off, and a big opening hole. He'll break another tackle to the 50 and brought down. That was Elijah Solomon on another huge carry for 25 yards. Boy, that's another frustrating job by the Wilson Tigers there on defense as Brandon Batts with the tackle.
Yeah, why go to the pass game if their run game has been so successful? Carroll's able to enter Wilson territory in one play and pick up a huge yardage where I got to say they're averaging like at least 12 yards per rush. So if they continue to do this and Wilson continues to struggle on the defensive end and not be able to stop the run, it's looking ugly.
A big 1st and 10 here for the Lions. Tyshawn Helm under center once again. Almost an offsides call there. But Helm drops back and will hand it off once again. Almost breaks a tackle, but a big one there by Nakai Robinson. Elijah Solomon getting the handoff once again. Super explosive back.
Yep, Mungo's going to check into the game. Like I said, those running backs can just stay fresh as they can switch off every play. And that I formation has really been working to be able to pick up some big yardage. And on a not a bad Wilson defensive play, Carroll's still able to pick up around 6 yards.
So a 2nd and 10 here. Tyshawn Helm once again under center with Mungo in the backfield. One receiver to the bottom of your screen and one receiver to the top. And a flag thrown there. Looks like offsides on the offense. The Lions will move it back.
Okay, I mean, Bell last week really struggled on penalties, and it really helped that Wilson defense on plays where they were driving, just not really able to get anything going in that first half. But in the second half, when Bell really cleaned it up and got their run game going, Wilson struggled, and they were able to. Bell was able to get 2 touchdowns in that second half. So we'll see if Wilson's defense can pick it up.
Tyshawn Helm under center once again with Elijah Solomon in the backfield, it looks like this time. One receiver to the bottom of your screen and one receiver to the top. A 2nd and 9 on the 43-yard line for the Lions. They will hand it off to Solomon, who breaks free once again. Endless room, a huge tackle there.
He's able to pick up the first down on that 2nd down and 9. Able to move the chains forward and keep working towards that Wilson end zone.
That was Armani Johnson on the tackle there, but once again, a huge run for the first down. The Tigers have no answer here for Carroll's run game early.
Yep, you got to think that they're going to keep going to it. Wilson hasn't able to stop them to more than, I think, 3 yards on one play, but they're averaging at least, my guess is like 10 to 15 yards per rush. So they continue to do this and continue to be successful. It's looking ugly.
Tyshawn Helm under center again. With Solomon in the backfield, they finally fake the handoff and will air it out. Downfield, broken up by number 3, Jordan Strickland. That was targeted for the 4-star, Nicholas Harbor.
Great defensive play right there by Wilson to pick it up. Like we said before, Harbor's a big guy, and he's fast with it too. Had to step on it. I would say a little bit of an underthrown ball, but still in the hands. As they say, if the ball's in the hands, you should be able to come down with it. But Wilson's able to knock the ball out, which would normally be a touchdown if they don't make that play. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 and see if they can get a stop here again.
So a huge defensive stop, as Nat said, would have been a touchdown. A 2nd and 10 on the 33 with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Still left in this first quarter. Helmus got Mungo in the backfield this time and will hand it off to him, who breaks free once again and will bounce it out to the outside. Tackled by a combination of Ian Wall and a secondary player there.
Yep, Mungo loves to bounce those runs out into the outside. Forces the secondary of Wilson really to come in and tackle. And they continue to work the ball in the run game and enter the red zone now. So we'll see if Wilson can get a stop.
A much needed stop here for the Wilson Tigers. A 1st and 10 on the 18th. Caroll has marched down the field with almost no interruptions here using the run game. Tyshawn Helm will be under center once again. Mungo in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Mungo, who runs right into the arms of Mike. A huge tackle there and swallows up the agile running back before he can break into the secondary.
Yep, great tackle right there, but still able to pick up some good yardage. Caroll really has gone to that I formation where they're stacking inside the box and getting the run game going. Got to think that Wilson tries to make an adjustment by really bringing those safeties down and maybe getting some more of those linebackers on the field.
So 0-6 here, the end of the first quarter. It'll be a 2nd and 5 on the 14 when we come back. So we're back here to start the second quarter. A big 2nd and 5 for the Caroll Lions here. The Tigers looking to get a stop to shut down the Caroll offense, who has just marched down this field so far.
Yep, on that last play, short run for Caroll, but still able to pick up 5 yards on that.
Helm hands it off to Solomon, who's wrapped up by Wall. A huge tackle, which will most likely leave him short for a 3rd down.
It's actually going to be first and goal. Like on a good defensive play right there, comparatively to before, earlier in this game, Carroll's still able to pick up the 1st down, pick up around 5 yards. So they continue to go this I form, and they can continue to be successful. They're going to continue to put points on the board.
Helm under center. Once again, an official timeout.
Wilson decides to more stack the box. Not really even one safety back there. And looking, I feel like they're trying to double team that tight end right there. And see if that works.
So 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Caroll on top still 6-0. Helm back in the center, under center, and he'll hand it off to Solomon, who runs right into that end zone with a little truck at the end of the play. A bit unnecessary on Armani Johnson there, but a wide open lane and an easy touchdown for Elijah Solomon with a huge block from Sean Reed, the fullback there.
Yeah, Casey Wood, number 32 right there for Wilson, is able to just get totally blown up on that play. That Caroll O-line continues to be successful and lay the pancake blocks for these Caroll running backs to really get into open space and score these touchdowns.
So 12-0 now. Once again, Caroll with no kicker on the roster, so they will go for it. Helm under center once again. Figured they'll hand this one off. And they will. Into the end zone once again. That is Mungo Jr. with an easy walk-in once again. That'll make it 14-0 with 10 minutes and 56 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Wilson D-line was on that play able to get into the backfield, but Mungo's able to make that juke and make one guy miss, and is able to still convert that 2-point conversion to even the score back up to 14-0.
So far quite ugly here to start this second quarter. It'll be 14-0 with 10 minutes and 56 seconds left. You see so far just a clear size advantage between the Tigers and the Lions here. The Lions really like to spread out the offense and just go heavy with their big guys and run the football, and the Tigers are not ready for it. Another thing to keep into consideration is the hard counts are really getting on the Tigers and causing for a lot of penalties. I don't think there's been one time so far where Helm has gone on the normal snap count, and it's really thrown the Tigers off and not allowed them to get a head start.
Yeah, I mean, not only the penalties, but then they're not able to jump on it because they got to be cautious of those penalties. And it's just forcing problems.
So Mungo gets the 2-point conversion, and then we'll go out to kick it to Jason Collins, who breaks free to the 30-yard line and is brought down by number 34, Ron Burke. But a pretty decent return as a scuffle is going on the sideline there.
Yeah, great kick right there. For a guy who's not naturally a kicker, to be able to kick that ball inside the 20, super talented, where he's able to do multiple things and be able to run the ball, but then able to be super successful and kick that ball.
So a livid coach on the sideline there. A little scuffle towards the end of the play. I believe a flag was thrown. Now the refs are talking as to who that will pertain, but an unnecessary scuffle and just an unnecessary play if it is on the Tigers there after going down 14-0.
Yeah, don't even know exactly what that call, who it was on. As I don't know who caused it, since I'm not down in that backfield, but I think there's another flag going to be thrown. And this one might be on a Wilson coach.
A dramatic flag thrown there. So that'll march the Tigers back 15 yards. Once again, working from the back of the end zone almost after some brutal penalties after a pretty good return there from Jason Collins.
Yep, this kills the offense here. It makes it so that instead of being a 1st and 10, it's even going to be more. They're going to keep walking them back to where they're going to start on the 10-yard line. I think it's going to be a 1st and 10, and it's going to be on the kickoff. So that's lucky for Wilson, in my opinion.
So a 1st and 10 on Wilson's own 10-yard line. 10 minutes and 48 seconds left. 2 early scores from the Lions makes it 14-0 here, but the Tigers looking to put some points up on the board before the half.
Yeah, Wilson looking to get something going. As going 3 and out on their first 2 offensive possessions. Looking to pick up a 1st down and really get this offense going, getting in a rhythm.
So now looking to be about 1,000 fans or so here. A pretty decent turnout.
Still some confusion, don't know exactly what it's going to be. But looking to get some football going.
So a 1st and 10 now with Alex in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Mike, who is tackled in the backfield. Nothing going there in the run game from the Tigers at all.
Yeah, coming into this game, ball security was a big thing for Wilson, as they fumbled the ball 2 times last game. So if they can hold on to that ball and not turn the ball over. Alex had a couple interceptions, and it really hurt their offense that already struggled. So if they can continue to not have offensive penalties and continue to not turn the ball over, they're leading in towards steps to be successful.
So a 2nd and 11 here. Alex in the shotgun once again will hand it off to Prince, who is just brought down once again. No gaps and no offensive line coverage there for Prince, who is not allowed to break free.
Yeah, I'd like to see Wilson try to attack the pass game, as it's going to be a 3rd and long. Run game really hasn't been able to get started. Carroll has really just been able to get into the backfield and get some good tackles for losses, where nothing's been able to get going for this Wilson run game. So like to see them attack the pass game.
DeMonte Jones with the tackle on that play. Yeah, just to echo what you were saying, Nat, the first 3 plays that were passes were all for positive yards and pretty good yards. 2 got called back on penalties, but 1 a pretty good 20-yard pass. So you're wondering if they'll go back to that after the success so far. 9 minutes left. Alex drops back in his own end zone. Will fire to Prince in the flat, who is brought down once again, which will bring up a long 4th down. You'd assume Wall would come out here and punt this football. That was Nasir Smith with the tackle there. Nothing brewing for the Tigers so far.
Yeah, super dangerous play right there. Alex had backed up a lot more, and was in that end zone. So it could have been a safety. Lucky to be able to dump that ball off to Landon Price. But I would like to see Alex try to stay in the shotgun and not back up so far. But again, it was the D-line of Caroll to push him back there. So lucky to not be a safety and see if this punt team can be successful and get some good field position.
Wall backed up in his own end zone, punting to Malachi Baker once again. They're on a hard snap, and they try to fake him off and draw some Caroll defenders off sides, but it looks like it forced the Tigers to bite instead of the Lions. An awful play if it would happen for the Tigers there.
Yep, they're going to be literally on the 1-yard line. Wall's going to be backed up just to the deepest part of the end zone. Got to be careful to not step out here.
Wall gets the punt and will get it out of the end zone. A bit of a squib though. It'll bounce luckily to the 30-yard line, but great field position for the Lions there after a rough punt from Wall.
Yep, not the greatest punt, but just very difficult as that D-line is coming at you. Big guys, and they've got to be scary, screaming at you very, very quickly, and also trying not to give that safety Didn't have much yardage there, only 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage where you'd want to be around 13 to 14. So got to get rid of that punt quickly, and he did. So lucky to get that going.
So that was a 4th and 16, backed up on the 1-yard line. A tough play and pretty good circumstances for what could have happened there. But Caroll will still take the lead 14-0 with 7 minutes and 54 seconds left in the second quarter. Let's talk about the recent DC rankings. As you mentioned, after the forfeit, Caroll 3-0. They're 3rd in the city behind the powerhouses, quite frankly, of Gonzaga and St. John's. Wilson drops all the way to 14th in the rankings. Upsetting to see and quite frankly demoralizing. You'd love to see the Tigers get something going offensively here, get a good drive, and go into the locker room and just have confidence starting now.
Yeah, they've really struggled so far this season, losing to Yorktown in a blowout loss, and then losing in a heartbreaker last week on a game where the offense really did absolutely nothing. So the defense was that one touchdown that they were able to do, with the final score being 7-12, where the offense really didn't pick up many first downs, didn't get in the red zone at all. So it's just sad to see, and the right now so far in this game, the offensive drought really continues.
Helm in the shotgun once again. He'll take the snap and drop back to pass. He throws it right into the hands of Mike, who will pick that ball off and take it back to the 30. A huge play which is needed for number 5, Mikey.
Great defensive play right there to pick up the pick interception right there. Trying to look on that streak over the middle, and Mikey's able to pick up on that and pick up the interception. So Wilson's offense comes back on the field after the quick turnover. Great play right there by Mikey. He's one of their key defenders. Is a captain for one of this game. On the season, he has 8 tackles in the last game and a forced fumble. So he's all over the field.
A huge impact. Quite opposite games from both teams here. The Tigers have had success in the pass game, but none in the run. And the Lions, huge success in the run, and so far, no success in the pass. Alex Godovaterne in the shotgun once again on a 1st and 10 from the 33. He'll take the snap and drop back to pass once again. He rolls out to the right and will light up. Oh my goodness, a huge hit there. That was number 28, Emil Bostic, on the receiving side of that, but Godovaterne with a huge hit just lowers the shoulder. Has no mercy on that one. You love to see that from the big quarterback.
Yeah, like I said, he's 6'4", has all the attributes, able to roll out in that pocket and pick up like 1 or 2 yards on that. But Joseph, again, Caroll's D-line was really coming after him. Joseph Mopoye was really in the backfield right there, and if Alex was not able to roll out, would have been a sack. So great play right there to be able to pick up the yardage.
A good development there to see another pass. Setting up a 2nd and 9 there. A huge truck.
See if Wilson goes back to the pass, as the run game has been non-existent so far.
Godovaterne in the shotgun. Looks like it might be a screenplay of some kind to the right side of the field. It is not. They hand it off to Prince, who's looking to make something happen on the empty left side. And a flag will be thrown, and a couple big hits and a helmet off for Prince, who is frustrated once again to start this game.
Yeah, not able to pick anything up right there. Tried to go on the outside run, but no wide receivers able to lead blocks, as the wide receivers were stacked on the opposite side. So to be able to it's going to be another call on Wilson, though, even on this flag, so it's going to hurt him even more.
So 14-0 here, setting up what should be a 2nd and long here after the penalty. 14-0, 6 minutes, 27 seconds left in the second quarter. Wilson looking to get a good drive here and get a score before the half.
Second down and long. Gotta think they're going to the pass here. See if they can give this Wilson offensive line can give Alex the time that he needs in the pocket to go over his reads and attack downfield.
Alex in the shotgun with Mike to the left of him. 3 receivers stacked once again to that right side on the top of your screen. A loaded box. They'll take the snap and hand it off to Mike, who is just tackled up there in that backfield. Sean Reed really all over the place tonight so far, and just getting through that Wilson O-line once again.
Yep, literally no time in that. Just ran right through the middle of that Wilson offensive line. And Sean Reed, like we said before, is all over the field in terms of tackles. So able to bring Wilson back even a couple more yards.
So setting up a 2nd and 20 here with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left. Still in the second quarter on the 17-yard line. 14-0, Caroll after 2 running touchdowns and an extra point. Another run play.
Wilson's penalty is killing him again. Brings him back another 5 yards, so it's going to be a 2nd and 25.
Alex in the shotgun with Mike to the left of him once again. 2 receivers to the top and 1 to the bottom. They'll hand it off here to Mike, who tries to bounce something to the outside for a little gain, maybe a yard. But once again, the offensive line depleted, no receivers blocking, and you'd hope they go to the pass here. Thinking a pass there on 2nd and 25, but no cigar for the Tigers.
Yep, interesting play call. Like I said before, Wilson have continued to run the ball on 2nd and long, and even on 1st and long. So they go back to it, and the run game really hasn't been there at all. So again, I would like to see them to go to the pass game, because right now, if you're Coach Rogers, you can't be happy with how this offense has been playing. So look for some changes to be made.
Alex in the shotgun with Mike to the left of him, a receiver to the bottom of your screen and 2 to the top. He will drop back and pass this time as the pocket depletes, and he completes to number 14, Messiah Petty. Another broken play, but leads to a completion. Punt team will come on the field now.
Yeah, great throw right there, I thought. Able to roll out to that right side and make a throw. Pick up some good yardage, but again, it's a 3rd down, so it's going to lead to a 4th down and long. Smart to go back to the punt team, and it's going to give Caroll another shot at scoring another touchdown and extending their lead.
So you've seen, once again, on the 4 plays that Wilson has dropped back to pass, they have all been for positive yards, so you hope, at least starting this second half, they'll see that trend. Wall's punt is almost blocked, but turns into a boot with a great roll. That'll go down to the 20 and be picked up by Malachi Baker, who's looking to take it back now. Some depleted blocks and tackles, and he'll be brought down from Jason Collins, who runs back after slipping on that play. But oh boy, a great punt. And once again, the Tigers, mental mistake, think the play is over, and it leads to a big return.
Yeah, great punt right there by Wall, but special teams wasn't ready for it. We're thinking that it was going to just be marked down or not even go for the ball, because it was risky right there by Baker to pick that one up. But able to have all the momentum going forward and make some guys miss, and lucky for Wilson to be able to pick up that tackle and not for Mr. Baker to go in for 6.
So 14-0 with 3 minutes and 52 seconds left. A 1st and 10 for the Lions when we come back.
located in the gym lobby to the left at the top of the stadium.
So we're back here. The Lions looking to get a late score in this second quarter, a 1st and 10 on the 47. Helm under center once again. He'll hand it off to Solomon, who will break to the outside and cut back to the inside. Tackled by Mike there, but once again, a really good run from the Archbishop Carroll Lions there.
Yep, looking to go outside, but is able to cut back inside and pick up another first down. Wilson's run defense has really been bad, and the one play that Carroll has really gone to the pass game, or one of the plays that they've gone to the pass game, was an interception. So look for Wilson to try to stack the box and force Carroll to go to the pass game.
So Mungo Jr. will check into the game after Solomon gets the big carry. Helm under center once again. It looks like the Tigers are stacking the box this time. Helm on another hard count, and will hand it off to Mungo Jr., who meets a group of Tigers who are pushing forward and will eventually be brought down on what looks like the 28-27 yard line. But another great run. They're just tagging in and tagging out the running backs in this game so far.
Yeah, that Caroll O-line has really been successful today. Huge O-line compared to Wilson's D-line. So they're able just to push forward and continue to pick up yards on that, where it usually would be a first down on that play, but able to pick up another 5 yards or so by pushing the running back forward.
So far, Helm has come out almost all under center. Unusual, as last week combined probably about 3 plays under center between Bell and Wilson. Helm comfortable with that, I guess. Helm will take the snap and hand it off to Solomon this time, who bounces it out to the outside, to the 20, to the 10, and he'll fight into the end zone. A flag thrown on the play, but once again, a huge pancake block sets up a big carry from Solomon, which looks like it will be a touchdown.
Yep, looks like these Carroll running backs really have a nose for the end zone, as they've been super successful on that, and both running backs now have picked up a touchdown. With Mungo with two touchdowns, and it would have been a touchdown for Solomon, but it's going to be called back. So lucky for this Wilson Tigers team.
Yeah, they'll run it back. A huge carry set up by a pancake block there. Like I've said multiple times, Solomon and Mungo Jr. just tagging each other in and out constantly. Should set up a 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line here. 2 minutes left in that second quarter. Seeing if Wilson can get a stop before halftime and keep Carroll to 2 touchdowns after the penalty. Helm under center once again. He'll hand it off to Solomon to the left side, who has another big hole. He stutters and will walk right into the end zone. Ref taken down there, but Solomon practically jogged into that end zone. Almost the same play once again, but to the left side. And 2 flags thrown on that play. Looks like it might be ensued on the kickoff towards the end of that play.
Yep, same thing basically. Running those little running back, really able to get to the ball in that I formation. Able to take this one just right outside that O-line and pick up some great blocks. Linebackers not able to be a factor in this game so far, besides that 1 interception.
So it was unsportsmanlike conduct towards the end of that play against the Lions. Looked like a heated O-lineman there. But Carroll gets the score they needed, added some insurance, 20-0 with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the second quarter. Once again, the Lions have no kicker on their roster, so they will go for 2.
Yeah, if you're this Wilson defense and Wilson offense, you've got to be frustrated in this game. Being down 20-0 at this point in this game has got to be frustrating.
So Helm in the shotgun this time. He's got Sean Reed to the right of him, a new back we haven't seen so far. Looks like more of a power back. See if they'll go to him. And on the hard count, once again, 2 Tigers jump off sides, and flags will be thrown. A clear off sides there from the Tigers. Unfortunate.
Coach Rogers, you can just see it on the sideline that he is not happy with this team, has been playing. Coming into Wilson as the head coach, look to change the program and to bring it into some glory and success, and hasn't been able to do so far. So it's going to bring it down to the 1 yard line for this Caroll team.
So Helm in the shotgun once again, same formation. He'll hand it off to the big power back. That's number 3, Sean Reed, walks it right in from the 1 yard line after the penalty. That'll make it 22-0 in the second quarter with 1:42 left. See if Wilson can get something here. Even a field goal would be good to end this half, but 1:42 left. Like I said last week, only thing you can't do here is turn the ball over once again. If they want to clock it and go to half and look at film and whatever it may be, the worst thing you can do here is fumble the football or throw an interception. So let's look for that and try to prevent that if we're the Tigers.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Just try to pick up a first down. Don't have to attack downfield. Don't have to be forced to go for a touchdown, but just to get something going on this team, as it's going to be a penalty on Bell. Move the kick back a little bit, which should help Wilson. So see if they can continue to attack the pass game, which they've been successful at, and really just not keep the flag off the field is the main thing, I feel like.
So Mungo Jr. once again gets a couple carries on that drive and will come back to kick this football. An interesting dynamic as the running back will come in to kick. Let's see if Landon Prince or Jason Collins can go back there and get a good return. Make something happen out of nothing here. Pretty solid kick on the ground, which will get past Prince and Jason Collins. Picked up by Prince, met by a bunch of Lions, and will take it to the 30-yard line. Dragged out of bounds by number 34, Ron Burke. A good tackle towards the sideline as Prince was met by about 6 unguarded Lions players and was able to bounce it out to the left side.
Yeah, Collins just didn't have his feet set right there, or wasn't playing the ball correctly off that bounce. So able to get behind him and cause Wilson to not have the greatest field position that they would like to off that penalty.
22-0 here, a 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. 36 seconds left in the second quarter. Let's see if Wilson can get something going here and get a big play here that they desperately need. A pretty speedy first half here. We're approaching about 57 minutes. Super quick compared to last week's very long affair. A 1st and 10 for Gadavaterne. He'll be in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Watch Armani Johnson there. Number 8, Landon Prince to the left of him. A hard count. Alex with no time once again will roll out to the left and set his feet and try to throw to number 14. That was Messiah Petty, but incomplete. Unfortunate there from Alex.
Yep, continuing Mapoye again in the backfield. Continues to rush right through that D line. Wilson's O-line has really struggled. Alex rolls out to his left side, looks for a man downfield, but not able to complete that pass. A little bit too far out of the outstretched hands by that Wilson receiver.
Yeah, a tough throw there, rolling left and flipping back his hips and trying to fire there. But once again, the pass doesn't do them wrong. Obviously, you don't want to have a stupid turnover here like I've mentioned, but it would be interesting to see if they air this one out once again. They've got 3 options in the backfield here with Mike to the right and Johnson to the left and Prince behind him. Got a receiver to the bottom and top of your screen, and they'll stack the O-line, and one will jump off sides. That's Mason Lindsley there. Unfortunate penalty. A lot of penalties in this first half for the Tigers so far, as you've seen. A lot of offsides, a lot of hard counts on defense, and just super unfortunate.
Yep, these penalties have really killed this offense. Where each drive they've given up at least 2 penalties, to where their offense has struggled to get in these positions where it's instead of a 2nd and 10, where they have an opportunity, it turns into a 2nd and 15, which just continues to put the pressure on this Wilson offense, which have already struggled. So these penalties just keep killing them.
22-0 here. 1:30 seconds left in the second quarter. Wilson seeing if they can find some magic here. 2nd and 15. Alex will be off the field for this snap, it looks like. So they'll go to a wildcat type of play with Armani Johnson, who is slated as the backup in the game. He'll run that out to the right side and try to stiff arm. That was number 15, Nasir Smith, with the tackle.
Yeah, interesting play call right there. Johnson is listed as the backup quarterback. But as the second quarter winds down, as we approach halftime, Wilson continues to struggle on the offensive end and on the defensive end. Neither side of the ball, compared to last week, where at least their defense was playing well. They forced some turnovers, got on the board on that pick 6. But tonight, neither side have played well. So look for some changes to be made at halftime, and for this Wilson coaching staff to not be happy.
A 3rd and 20 here on Wilson's own 20-yard line as the clock is ticking down. We've got about 30 seconds left, pardon me, to make a play here. 22-0 still. Carroll on top. Alex in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Mike, who will get roughed up and tackled. Looks like they'll just take this one to the half here. So an unfortunate first half for the Wilson Tigers, as the clock will wind down here. 22-0. 3 rushing touchdowns for the Caroll Lions here.
Yeah, if you're Carroll, you got to be happy with this first half, being up 22-0, and really being super successful in this run game. So look for them to continue to do that, and continue to be successful, and to hopefully extend their lead.
22-0 here. Wilson will hopefully come out of the locker room with a different sort of plan and hope to make this one close, as the Caroll Lions look very good. We'll be back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the broadcast. I'm Liam Irvin, next to Nathaniel Wigman. We've got a rough one here so far, 22-0. Caroll beaten down almost on Wilson here. We had early in the game a huge reception for the Tigers. They had a huge completion. It got called back for penalty. They run it on second down, and then on third down, a little scramble from Alex, and they get out of the pocket, and it's a big gain, which creates a 4th and 1, and the Tigers decide to punt the football on the 4th and 1, and really been no offense since.
Yep, couldn't have said it better myself. Haven't been able to pick up a first down all game, and each 4 of their drives, they've really been killed by penalties, where they're not able to pick up a first down, like I said, not because they're not picking up 10 yards. I mean, they picked up more than 10 yards. That hasn't been super successful, but those penalties have really brought them back, and really haven't been able to get anything going. And then on the defensive end, Caroll has been able to do anything they want in the run game, and Wilson's just really been able to just ran right all over. So look for Wilson, try to make some changes, try to stop the run and force these Caroll Lions to pass the football, because when they have passed the football, they haven't really been successful with that pick by Mikey Rosebar. So we'll see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, so Nicholas Harbor, the 4-star recruit for the Lions, who we talked about in the pregame, really not much done so far in that first half, but not much needed for the Lions there. They just really established a great run game and just made sure that the Tigers knew that they were going to pound the ball on the ground. So let's see if the Tigers can have a better second half here, as Wall will look to kick this off, and they'll look to get a quick stop and get back on offense and put some points on the board.
Yep, look for this Caroll Eagles to continue to run the ball and try to chew this clock with their huge lead right now, 22-0. So like the worst thing they can do right now is turn the ball over. So look for them to continue to be in that I formation and hand the ball off.
Malachi Baker and Jamar Ebron back to get this kick. Wall with a pretty solid one to Malachi Baker, who will take this back to the 20, to the 30. He'll go right by one person to the 40 and is brought down by Wall, who was the kicker on that play.
Yep, dangerous return man right there. Thought he might have been able to break that one more towards the outside and really take that one for 6. But it's going to give Caroll great field position right now to be able to start the second half.
Wall looked a little shaken up towards the end of that play, but he looked ready to go out there once again. The coaching staff frustrated. An open field tackle was available, but not made, unfortunately.
Yeah, they just look a little bit deflated, this Wilson defense. Not much energy on this field. And so see if they could feed off some of these fans in the stands, and look to get something going on either end of the football. Either end of the play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we had about 2,000 people last week on the Friday Night Lights game, and now not many, maybe about 900. Still a pretty decent turnout, but got to account the Caroll fans as well. About 200 of them there, making a pretty decent student section.
Yeah, a decent amount of these fans left after this struggled first half by this Wilson team. So like to prove those haters wrong that left early and make this one a football game.
That's exactly right. I think just getting to the basics, the Tigers got to have some fun out there and just make the best of their opportunities they're given, not try to do too much. We know that the Lions are physically more gifted and stronger and bigger than the Tigers, but they're looking to make some miracles happen and get a turnover here and just get back on offense and really show out, have some fun.
Yep.
22-0 here, 1st and 10 to start the quarter on the 43-yard line after a good return from Malachi Baker. Tyshawn Helm in the shotgun with Mungo Jr. to the left of him now. Motion, one across and handed off. A fumble right into the open field. Exactly what they said they couldn't do. Almost fell into the hands of number 7, Nikai Robinson, but recovered by Matthew Scarlett. A huge recovery on what was supposed to be an end around to Jamar Ebron there. That could have been a huge turn of events if the Tigers recovered that one.
Yeah, interesting play call to bring out the end around, especially when you're winning this game. Thought they would go more to the basic play calls and not do anything risky. And Wilson not able to jump on that. That was Nike Robinson in that backfield. Kind of lost his footing, not able to jump on that football. But good start for this Wilson Tigers to cause a 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, and here you see Helm once again under center. It looks like they're going to pound the ball a little more now after the risky play call didn't go so well. And they will hand it off to Mungo Jr., who's held but wrapped up by Wall. He's been all over the place today, like he was last week. A huge tackle in the open field. Not to let Mungo Jr. get to that secondary, but he does have a good gain there of about 9 yards.
Yeah, Wilson almost was able to pick up that tackle in that backfield to force Mungo to only pick up maybe a gain or 1 or 2, or even a tackle for loss. But Mungo was able to shake the defender off and pick up a good yard, good rush, leading to a 3rd down.
So a 3rd and 3, big 3rd and 3 from the 50-yard line, 22-0. Carroll, Wilson looking to stop this clock, get on offense, and see if they can make something happen here. Under center once again, Helm. Look for him to hand this ball off. He'll drop back and pass this one. Looking deep, but dropped. That should be a fumble. Right into the hands. It will be recovered by number 7, Nikai Robinson. They almost get the fumble to start the half, and now they get one once again on a slippage from Tyshawn Helm there in the backfield. Uncharacteristic of the Lions. They have a 3rd and 3. They spread the field, stack the box. It looks like they're going to run it there to Mungo Jr. in the backfield, but they fake it and roll out to the right, and a mistake is made. Exactly what they said they couldn't do.
Yep, could give Wilson some breathing light, in this game if they can make something happen off this. Tigers entering the best field position they've had all game, able to pick up the turnover and see if they can feed on this, give some good energy and make something happen in the second half.
So Alex in the shotgun with the running back to his right and left, Mike and Landon Prince. He'll look out in the flat, but nothing there, and brought down by Joseph McCoy. A huge first half, and leaves no rest there for the Tigers. Once again, no offensive line coverage, and Alex with no time. It looked like they were dropping back to pass there, an interesting play, and Mike fails to pick up the block, and just a depleted play, really.
Yep, Mapoyu continues to just rush up that middle of that line, where that offensive line for Wilson has really struggled. So it turns from a 1st down and 10 to a 2nd down and long, and forces Wilson to try to attack downfield, and really just makes it so that they're not even in field goal range. Whereas if they're on that 40-yard line, a 50-yard kick might be doable for Wall.
Yeah, looking to get something in the red zone of some kind. Just get Wall a chance to kick the football, or even get in the end zone would be great to start the second half after the turnover from the Lions there. So Jason Collins motioned across the screen. Alex Godovaterne in the shotgun with one to his right and left backs. He'll snap the ball and fake the handoff. Look to pass. Broken play. He'll roll out to his right. Looks to be a holding call and upended on a good tackle. Alex Godovaterne trying to make a play happen. Looks a little shaken up towards the end of that play after getting upended.
Yep. It's going to be a penalty on Wilson to bring that play back. Like we talked about before, these penalties have killed this Wilson offense, this Tigers offense. My guess is going to be another holding call, and it's going to lead to a repeated 2nd down, but going to move him back farther from that 2nd and 19, which what that play was. Could have been a nice rush right there by Alex to bring him closer to that where they were on that 1st down and 10. But instead, they're going to mark him back and bring a big 2nd down and long.
Yeah, they'll be on about the 42-yard line here as they cross midfield after that play, but brought back by, once again, another penalty. It just seems every time the Tigers get started, some sort of penalty or turnover is created and lost chance happens for the Tigers once again.
The ball is at the Tiger 42-yard line. It will be 2nd down and...
This will set up a 2nd and 19 on the 42-yard line. Alex in the shotgun. Prince goes into the flat on the left. He throws a pretty good ball intended for number 10, Taiwan Day, but he looked for the pass interference and no flag thrown there.
Yeah, maybe a little miscommunication between the wide receiver and the quarterback. Trying to attack downfield, like the play call, but ball was a little bit overthrown, or Taiwan Day was stopped a little bit. So don't know exactly what happened there, but we'll see what happens next.
7 minutes and 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Caroll still up big, 22-0. A huge 3rd and 28 for the Tigers if they can make this up and even get a 4th and short that they can go for. Once again, earlier in the game, they had a big completion in a 4th and 1 and they decided to punt the ball. Has not been much offense since. Alex takes the snap in the shotgun. Coverage depleted once again, looks to throw and the ball slips out of his hands. There was about 5 guys on him as no offensive line coverage whatsoever.
Yep, nothing you can do there with those big Caroll D linemen right screaming in your face, and no wide receivers open. So forces the punt team to come out and make it so that they were on the Caroll's 40, and it turns out that they're going to end this drive on their own 40. So to move back 20 yards, not looking good for this Wilson team, where their defense really gave them an opportunity to score, and they're not able to capitalize on it.
So Wall back to punt, looking to boot one like he did in the 1st half once again. Not Malachi Baker, but Jamar Ebron back there. Another interesting snap. Almost gets to Wall once again, but a good bounce. Not a great bounce, actually. That will be touchdown by the Tigers on about the 33-yard line. A flag thrown on the play. Wall with a pretty decent snap and punt, but a Lion defender down on that play. We hope he's all right.
Yeah, I don't know what the call is going to be on that, but Wall was just able to get that punt off in a snap second before the Caroll's line was able to collapse on them. And Wilson's offense has really not been able to help this defense, where they've given them opportunities to score. They haven't been great, but they forced two turnovers on this Caroll's team, which we know they have a dangerous offense. So to be able to force 2 turnovers and give this Wilson team almost 5 opportunities to score, and to not even be able to pick up a 1st down, it's just not, you can't be happy if you're a Wilson coaching staff or fan or even an offensive player.
So 22-0, a big after the punt. We'll be right back.
Reed was the injured player for the Lions. It'll be 4th down and 30.
So we're back here. Liam Irvin and Nathaniel Wigman. redo that punt after the flag. Carroll still up big, 22-0. You have not missed anything after the break. 7 minutes and 29 seconds left as the clock is ticking down in the third quarter. 4th and 33 after Wall hit a decent punt, almost got it blocked. We'll try again now, and this one does get blocked. Oh boy, they get into the backfield and no stopping him. That is Nicholas Harbor, the 4-star recruit with a big block, comes off the edge, unmarked, and just once again, the Tigers with a frustrating play leads to a 28-0 after the block punt.
Yeah, I don't think that was on Wall there. They really struggled on special teams. I've been lucky that the block punt hasn't happened before. And Nicholas Harbor, like we said before, he's a speedy guy back there. And there's a reason why he's being recruited by all these colleges. And he shows why right there on that play, getting the block and being able to pick it up and take it for 6.
So the 6'6", 220-pound wide receiver, DN, an outside linebacker gets that block. Feel bad for Wall there. He's had some mishaps this game and some good punts, good plays, good tackles, but just not showing much results so far. Unfortunate. Kevin Hewitt in now, the backup quarterback. He'll look to throw it, and he does. An easy slant to Jamar Ebron for 2 points. That'll be 30-0 now.
Yeah, interesting for Carroll to switch it up, bring in the backup quarterback, trying to get the pass game going a little bit more. Maybe just to get some reps from the backup quarterback, as he's being a sophomore, being a younger guy out there, getting ready for those next couple years where he'll likely be the starter.
That's exactly right. Now if you're the Tigers, you just hope that you can make some big plays happen and just sit back and enjoy some football on a Friday night at this point. 30-0 here, and obviously no game is ever written off, but 7 minutes left in the third quarter. You think it'd be hard for the Tigers to come back from this one.
Looking for a big special teams play to help rev up this offense. Maybe try to break this one for 6, but haven't been successful at all so far. See if they can get the pass game going when they get the offense on the field.
So Mungo Jr. will kick this football off again. Let's see if Jason Collins or Landon Prince can make a play happen in the open field like they have the past couple times and make something happen. Jason Collins will get it and run to the 30-yard line, to the 40-yard line. The speedster bounces out to the outside, cuts back, and is tackled on the 48-yard line. A pretty good return so far. One of the best plays, tackled by Zyjon McCoy there.
Yeah, great return right there. Hopefully we'll be able to give this Wilson team some energy that they need. Able to pick it up and bring it to around the 50. So again, Wilson gets some good field position. And see if their offense can do something with it. But we'll see. See if they can pick up their first down this game, or if the drought continues.
Yep, nothing to lose here if you're a Tigers fan. Hoping for some sort of miracle here, a deep play, a bomb, and especially for Alex Gadavaterne to get going in the pass game and the run game. He's looked good in the pass game tonight. But the run game's been a bit shaky. Can't really blame him. The line's been a little faulty tonight, but if he could get that going, that would be huge for the Tigers.
Yeah, Wilson's had a huge drought. It's been 6.5 quarters in a row since they've without a offensive touchdown. So see if they can break this drought and make something happen right here.
Lined up on the left hash here, Gadavaterne in the shotgun, with Prince and Mike to the right and left of him. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Gadavaterne takes the snap and fakes the end around. He'll roll out to the right side and get the run game going, and he is tackled about the 40. Just as we talk about him getting the run game going, he does take off on a little fake end around. and he takes it for himself. Not much there, but good to see the quarterback get out on his wheels and just get into the open field and try to make something happen there.
Yep, pocket still collapse. Trying to look for a pass, but is able to take off with his legs and pick up a couple yards.
So some counselors and staff looking to hype up the fans here who are a bit quiet, now getting into it a bit. 30-0. You wouldn't think it was 30-0 looking at the stands right now. The Tigers always showing spirit and pride. Love to see it. Got a Veterne in the shotgun. Will take the snap. Hand it off to the right, who hurdles. A huge hurdle from Landon Prince. Hurdles an O-lineman and a big defender. That was quite electric to watch.
Yeah, see if they can feed off this energy by the crowd. Like he said before, crowd trying to get hyped up a little bit, give their offense some production as they work towards a 3rd down and short. So great play right there by Landon Price to be able to hurdle that D-line and pick it up so that they can almost pick up a 1st down.
So looking at the following weeks, Tigers fall to 0-2 after the first 2 weeks. If they can't turn this one around, they'll fall to 0-3, and then they have their final non-league game of the season versus Benedict at Horace Fund in the 3rd field once again next Friday, and then they start a super important league schedule where they really need to stand out and pop out this year. This will be a pass once again, which is blocked by the D lineman, which will set up a 4th and 3, which you think they'd have to go for here with 30-0. 4 minutes, 49 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Yep, they are going to go for this one. See if they can make something happen on this play. Great defensive play right there by the Carroll's defensive line to bat that one down, which would have been, looks like it would have been a completion if that ball would have connected with that wide receiver and would have been able to pick up that 1st down. But let's see if Wilson can make something happen on this 4th down. Look for something short and look for Carroll to be rushing up the middle and not give Alex any time in the pocket.
Alex will line up in that shotgun once again with Prince to the right of him and Mike to the left. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen, and they'll stack the box. Gadaviterne takes the snap and looking left to Jason Collins, but a bit underthrown to Collins there on the sidelines. That'll be a turnover on downs and bring out the defense for the Tigers. Unfortunate to see as 30-0 here with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left on the 3rd quarter. They were trying to make something happen and nothing down there.
Yep, trying to attack downfield. If that pass would have connected, it would have been a big play. Maybe electrify this crowd, give this team something to root for, and give this Wilson offense some energy and momentum that they need. But instead, the Wilson defense comes back on the field after giving up a touchdown last drive and seeing if they can make something happen. Maybe force another turnover. Try to get this Wilson offense back on the field.
So 1st and 10 on the 46 will be set up here with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They've still got number 12, Kelvin Hewitt, in the game, who will drop back to pass. Looks to the sideline, overthrown for Jamar Ebron. Good attempt there by the backup quarterback.
You got to think if you're a Carroll fan that it's good to have a backup quarterback in the game to get some reps in, get some practice, so that when they're playing these other teams, when they have some harder schedule, when they get into their league play, that they're ready in case of injuries.
Yep. So Caroll will start their league play in a couple weeks here. They have a couple more games against Bayou and Bishop McNamara, and then they start their league play, a tough league. Bishop Ireton, Bishop O'Connell, St. Paul VI, and St. Mary's Riken. Some important league games for them. Looking to develop some guys just in case here.
Yeah, I'd like to see them attack the pass game, since in their 2 previous games really haven't been super successful with that. And we know when they come with their league play, they'll play harder opponents that will hopefully be able to stop the run. So if they can develop their pass game and get that going, it will just help them in the long run.
That's exactly right. 30-0 here. Kelvin Hewitt in the shotgun once again. He'll look to throw it once again, throws it deep and broken up by number 2, Jason Collins.
Yeah, I thought that one could have been brought down. I think it actually hit the helmet of that Caroll wide receiver, but it's going to be incomplete and lead to a 4th down and 1. Got to think that they go for it with no kicker on the team, and they are, so the offense stays on the field. Looking to make something happen right here.
That was intended for Malachi Baker, the electric special teams guy, who was in the slot there, looking for something to happen. Baker in the shotgun once again, going for it on 4th and 1, and he'll keep it on a read option, bounce it out to the outside, and a huge tackle by Wall. Boy, is he all over the place, making tackles at that linebacker position. A huge tackle, which should be a 1st down, but just a great tackle by Wall to contain that play and stop the bleeding there.
Yeah, interesting play call. Backup quarterback, more speed on him, whereas we saw with Helm, he's more of a pocket presence guy, likes to hand the ball off a lot. So a different play style, and Wilson's not used to it, and they're able to pick up the 1st down.
So Hewitt back in the shotgun once again. He'll look to the left side of the field and complete there. That was number 11, Marcus Brown, to the left side of your screen. He'll get out at about the 12-yard line.
It's one of the first completions that this Caroll team has made. So looks good for their pass game right there, to be able to complete on that little out route to pick up a couple around 10 yards and keep pushing towards this red zone.
Jordan Strickland with the tackle on the sideline there. Yeah, it looks like that Kelvin Hewitt is more of a passing quarterback just to start this drive, as we've seen him so far. He's really stepping back and slinging it here as he throws another quick slant to Malachi Baker for an easy touchdown. As we mentioned before, he was the intended target, and that'll be another touchdown, bringing Caroll to 36-0 now.
Yeah, great throw right there. To be able to thread that through those linebackers that Wilson have, and to be able to complete that and get in the end zone to extend this lead to a 36-0, and see if they can convert on this what's it called, 2-point conversion.
Not much wrong with Kelvin Hewitt's game from what we've seen so far. The sophomore, 6 foot, 155 pounds. He's really hit some great throws so far and just dotting up this really good Wilson Tigers secondary, who we hope is not giving up on this game.
Yeah, interesting. Don't call timeout on a 2-point conversion, or I don't know if they were going to go set up a field goal right there. But timeout Caroll, and we'll see what they can make happen on this 2-point conversion, or if Wilson can make a stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember that this sportsmanship is an integral part and component of interscholastic competition.
You got to think Wilson's just using the rest of this game as a practice game, really, to really get some reps in and try to improve this offense that's really been going through some troubles, and really could be a learner game if they can make something happen in this 4th quarter and the rest of this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Tigers are just looking to get something going that can give them confidence in any way. And as we mentioned and emphasize a bunch on this broadcast, that starts with Alex Godovaterne under center. You know, he's just got to be confident and really go out there and make his reads and develop the run game. And then I think the Tigers' most interesting part about their game is the pass.
So interesting, they go for the extra point right there. Try to get some practice reps in as they normally go for the 2-point conversion, but there's a flag on the play. and I think it's going to be in Wilson. So I think that's might be another attempt for this Caroll team.
Yeah, that was Josiah Anane, who is listed as a puncher on the team, but hasn't kicked the ball once yet today. And he attempted the field goal, wasn't good. No flag on that play, and then it looked like some sort of step over there by Robert Nelson, and a flag thrown by the ref, who was right in front of that action. So the 5'11", 220-pound punter will attempt this one once again. A miscommunication on the hold and snap, and be brought down. That was the starter, Tyshawn Helm there.
It's going to lead to a kickoff for this Caroll team, and see if Wilson can make something happen in this fourth quarter. 3 minutes and 1 second left. Plenty of time to get in the end zone and really give a spark to the rest of the season, where this Wilson team has really struggled. Only been able to put up 17 points on the offensive end this season. So if they can continue to struggle, it's going to be an ugly one. But if they can make something happen here and lead that into the next games, they can be successful.
So once again, looking for another good return. Really not bad returns for the most part, from Jason Collins and Landon Prince here. These Tigers turning out on the special teams, as it will end up in Jason Collins' hands, who has had 2 good returns today. He'll take this to the left side and find an opening. He'll take it to about the 38-yard line. Another good return. The special teams hasn't been horrible today. The punt team seemed to have improved at the beginning of the game, and the first half came out strong with some good snaps led by Connor Riley, and obviously some great punts by Ian Wall. But then some miscommunications in the second half.
Yep, which led to that touchdown play on that block punt, which the Caroll was able to take for 6. So we'll see now as Alex Godin-Materne comes out on this field if he can lead this Wilson offense to end this drought.
So one thing to note, now that it's a 35-point deficit, the clock will just be running until this deficit is shortened. So Godin-Materne will roll out to the right as he breaks 2 tackles, and it'll go right through the hands of Landon Prince. Seemed to be a little too hard there of a pass, but good job by Godin-Materne breaking 2 tackles and avoiding the sack there.
Yeah, he didn't seem happy after that one. After the ball just goes right through Landon Price's hands. Was able to get out of that sack after pocket collapses like normal. So you can't blame all these problems that this Wilson team has had on Alex, but they really haven't been able to get anything going.
Second down and 2. Here the Tigers at the 38-yard line.
So Godin-Materne lined up on the left hash with Landon Prince to his left and Michael Rosebar to his right. He'll roll it to the right and try to pass this one. He started his feet, looks downfield, but can't find anything, so he'll run out of bounds once again.
Yeah, interesting play call right there. Only one wide receiver really heading downfield, and no time in the pocket, and it's going to be a sack right there. So Alex not able to do anything. I felt like he should have thrown that ball away, but unable to do that, and so it's going to be a third down and long.
That was number 10, Aaron Bullock, on that tackle there.
Second down and third down and 15 for the Tigers from their own 29-yard line.
So this will run us down to the end of the third quarter here. Should be a 3rd and 15 on the 34 when we get back. Once again, 36-0 Caroll. We'll be back.
Caroll Lions 36, the Wilson Tigers 0.
Fourth quarter. We appreciate you being here. For all Wilson sports, you can subscribe to Wilson Live and catch every sports game being played here at Horace Fleming III Field.
Yeah, if you're still watching this game, make sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you can on the channel, or just make sure to check back in with us occasionally and you'll see some amazing Wilson sporting events. So the punt team out again. Got Jamar Ebron looking to make something happen at the end of the punt return. And Wall looking for another boot. Riley with the wobbly snap. Almost blocked once again. Wall does a great job getting that off. And it'll bounce to about the 37-yard line. A pretty good punt from Wall there.
Yeah, more of a sky punt right there. Lucky to be able to get that one off before the block. Now you got to think, clock is running. 10 minutes left in this game. You got to think Caroll just inches their way and just keeps running the clock down as much as possible to end this game and hopefully take the 36-0 victory.
Yeah, once again to remind you guys, because this game is a 35-point deficit, the clock will be running continuously here to end this fourth quarter. So as you can see, it's running down from 10:15 onwards. As the Lions have the ball here on the 37-yard line, a 1st and 10. Still 36-0. The Lions on top. Kelvin Hewitt, the backup quarterback, still in the game. He'll be in the shotgun. He'll hand that off to the explosive back who breaks to about the 47-yard line. Connor Riley with the big tackle there in the open field, but that was Jamal Mungo Jr. Once again, we haven't seen him in a while, but he decides to come back out and picks up right where he left off with a huge carry.
Yeah, run game continues to be successful. Wilson has really had no counter for it, and it's got to be one of their weaknesses. If you think about it, Bell was able to run all over them in that second half with their read options, which really killed Wilson. And so you got to think if other teams are pre-gaming for Wilson, they're just got to keep attacking the run game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Elijah Solomon was back in the game there. He had 2 touchdowns earlier this game. That play will be waved dead. Looks like an offsides on Caroll.
Yep, not many penalties for Caroll, but a decent amount for Wilson. So big thing for Wilson, see if they can make a stop right here and get the ball back for their offense to try to make something happen as we enter inside the 9-minute mark.
So looking forward, next Friday, like mentioned, a huge game versus Benedictine to wrap up the Tigers' non-league play. And then you enter and get into some interesting games with Woodson, Roosevelt, Bayou, Eastern, as Jamal Mungo Jr. will break free there and get to about the 17-yard line. So you got Eastern, Dunbar, Woodson looking down the schedule there. What are the keys to success for Wilson as they enter conference play after next game?
I mean, if you're thinking about their offensive play, it's just their offense in general. Their offensive line has been almost non-existent to the point where every time Alex Gadaventurne has been dropping back in the pocket, he has absolutely no time. And on the defensive end, just stopping the run.
That's exactly right. So they'll hand it off to Mungo Jr. once again, wrapped up by a combination of Wall and Kai Robinson. A continuous clock running there. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left. Still 36-0 Caroll.
You got to think that this Wilson coaching staff make some changes on this offense. Try some different schemes. Try some different players at different positions. Or just really tries to work on that offensive line to help this offense, because you can't be having almost 8 quarters now with no offensive touchdowns.
So that was Jamal Mungo Jr. there into the back of the end zone, tried to wrap him up, Ian Wall, but to no cigar once again. That'll bring it to 42-0 now, as this game is wrapping up here, and will drop the Tigers to a disappointing 0-3 to start the season so far. 3 non-league games, a rough one to start the season at Yorktown, lost 43-17, and then a home game against Bell, which you guys witnessed last week, and that was a 12-7 loss. And Armani Johnson picked 6 to start that one, and 7-0 riding almost the whole game. And then in the fourth quarter, 2 huge rushing touchdowns for the Bell quarterback resulted in a loss. So it seems like the Lions are trying out some new kickers now. They've got Joseph Mpoyin, who has been so great the whole day on the defensive end, and he says, hey, let me get in and get a kick, and he nails it. So interesting for the Lions. They know they have Joseph from now on as a kicker.
Yep, interesting to see, as like we talked about earlier, Bell not having a kicker, and now this Caroll team not having a kicker. For a team that's this talented, like this Archbishop Carroll Lions team is, for them to not have a kicker on this roster and to struggle at that position is very interesting to me, when I feel like they could go out and get one, like anyone at their school that has played soccer before has got to be someone at that school, but I guess not. So they have some different people at different positions that are not naturally kickers, in my opinion, or they're not. That's not their main thing. And it makes it harder for them.
Yeah, interesting. Obviously last week, a 12-7 loss for the Tigers. If they were able to put up a touchdown there, the kicker would have gone into huge effect there, because obviously with no kicker, they had to go for 2 twice and stuffed twice. And so it presented an interesting opportunity if the Tigers were to score, as a squib kick is put into the hands of Brendan Batts, who will get tackled there.
Yep, as we enter underneath the 5-minute mark, clock continues to run, and got to think that this might be the last chance for this Wilson Tigers team to get on the board, to try to stop the shutout.
Yeah, just get on the board, have some fun here. Once again, a continuous clock, so 4 minutes and 10 seconds winding down on. Still 43-0 Caroll. A 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. Just looking to have some fun, air the ball out maybe. And see what they can do here. They're on the 34-yard line. Alex got a Veterne in the shotgun in the normal formation with Mike to his left and Prince to his right. He'll fake the handoff, and the pocket collapses once again. He rolls to his left and had a wide open Jason Collins in the middle of the field there. He's been all over the place today, but unable to make a throw. Alex Gottavaterne is. Looked like he was just trying to do too much there, make too many plays happen, but once again a depleted pocket and just not much there.
Yeah, he's had some receivers open at certain times. I'm not able to connect on all of them. That man was open. Jason Collins was open inside the middle of that field, but still a hard throw to make on that run when he doesn't have time in that pocket, like we said. So if he has time in that pocket to make that throw, it's a whole different ball game.
That's exactly right. So we're winding down on 3 minutes here. 43-0. Caroll on top. Alex in the shotgun will fake the handoff, and he'll really air this one out. Down the field, a huge reception. What a play. To Taiwan Day, airs it out finally, and a great ball by Alex Gottavaterne there as the Tigers will run a hurry-up offense, hopefully looking to get a score on the board here.
Yep, that's going to be the first down that this Wilson Tigers team has had all day, and a huge one that's going to bring this Wilson Tigers team into the red zone to really give them an opportunity to score. Great throw and great catch to pick up a huge gain, and see if they can continue that and try to break the streak of 8 quarters in a row not having an offensive touchdown.
So a 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. 2 minutes left. The clock is ticking down here in the 4th quarter, 43-0. So Gottavaterne back in the shotgun. He'll air this one out to Taiwan Day once again and seem to be held there. And no flag. Boy, surprising on the sideline. A clear hold there on Taiwan Day. Ref not buying that one. Unfortunate to see for the Tigers, as they look like they had a pretty good play there if the hold wasn't applied.
Yeah, I like this more aggressive style offense that this Wilson Tigers have brought in this 4th quarter. Really trying to attack downfield and attack the sidelines. And it's been successful if they completed that play and on the previous play. So look for them to continue to go to that and try to get in this red zone in these last 57 seconds of this game.
Yeah, so maybe it is the second strings in the game on defense now for the Lions, or maybe it's just the style of offense from the Tigers. You'd like to see, it might be interesting if they could create something more like this and run a style offense like this for the remainder of the season. Alex rushes to the right side and is taken out of bounds as the fans erupt there.
Yep, nothing going right there. Pocket collapses. Like you had said right before the play, it is the second team for this Caroll team. But I think this is going to run this clock down. It's actually going to be a timeout. Wilson trying to get in this last play with 19 seconds left in this game. So looking for something, try to attack this end zone and get some points on the board to not be a 43-0 shutout.
Yeah, look to have some fun here. 19 seconds left. Just throw this one up and hope someone can make a play. You know, not much pressure on this at all. Really just a developmental type of play. So the Tigers will drop to 0-3. 3 tough losses, a 43-17 loss at Yorktown to start the season, a 12-7 loss at home last week, and now a brutal 43-0 loss at home once again. We'll be back next Friday, another non-league game, Benedictine at home, looking to steal some sort of game, a Friday night. Super interesting to see how the Tigers will adjust to this loss, and hopefully this can be a learning moment from the team and not be too frustrating.
Yeah, big win, another win on the tally for Archbishop Carroll. gonna bring the record up to 4-0 and lead them into a game against Blue.
So Gadavaterne will lob this one up to Jason Collins on the left side, and once again, no cigar. This clock will run down now here, and unless the Tigers decide to get a playoff here. Looks like they will call some sort of timeout here.
So it's going to lead to a 4th down. Last chance, last opportunity for Wilson to make something happen. Look for another attack down the field and something to try to get in the end zone.
Gadavaterne with a decent game, picking up some passing yards late here. Wall always a presence on the defensive end, and the kicker and punter who has made a huge impact for this team, being solid there the whole year. Prince a little slow tonight. He was frustrated early in the game, but starting to pick it up later. And Jason Collins really impressed me tonight. Some good returns and played well in the slot. Had a couple open routes, just missed by Gadavaterne. Heavy pressure intended for Landon Prince there, and that'll be incomplete.
And the clock is just going to run down as it hits the 10-second mark. That's going to be the game. Sad game for this Wilson Tigers team. Got to be frustrated. The drought continues for this team on the offensive end. But a big win for Archbishop Carroll, and see if they can lead this into the rest of their out-of-conference schedule, and then lead them into their in-conference schedule.
So the Tigers will fall to 0-3 and look to shape things up next week at home. We'll be back next week. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a subscribe and drop a like on this video. We'll be back next week, Friday. We cover sports, soccer, football, basketball, baseball, any sport at Wilson, you name it, we cover it. We'll be back next week. Thank you for joining us once again, Liam Irvin and Nathaniel Wigman. Thank you.
Thank you.